All right, you guys, here we go. I'm trying to begin our discussion of ignition system. I'm actually showing you a spark that's jumping a gap on a spark tester, and then I'll pause the video and show it to you on a spark plug. So here I've got this 98 Subaru that's got what we call a coil pack ignition. There's a coil pack, and I've removed this spark plug wire and attached a ground wire that goes over here to this spark tester. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus on it. Looks like it's focusing pretty well. You can really see that spark jumping. That gap is about, a little more than 1/8 of an inch. So that's probably 20,000 volts jumping between there. And if I put my finger down in there, I promise you it's going to hurt. So let me pause the camera and grab a spark plug. Okay, so I'm going to look at spark jumping on a spark plug. My safety glasses there. And here's the spark jumping off the spark plug. See how close I can get. See if I can hold it still. Move back out a little bit. Pretty well focused there. You can see the spark jumping off the side electrode. Sorry, jumping off the center electrode to the side. See if it focuses way down in there. Doesn't look like it's going to. Pretty cool. All right, let me pause. So as we talk about ignition systems, what we'll be looking at is how the car takes the low voltage of the battery when it's cranking it and uses an ignition coil to boost that to create a 5,000 to 7,000 volt spark, 5,000 to 7,000 volt spark at idle, which is what we had on that spark plug just a moment ago. It was about 5,000 to 7,000 volts. Once the car is running, the alternator is going to be producing about 14 volts, and then we'll put that into the coil, and the coil is going to boost that up to, at idle again, 5,000 to 7,000 volts, maybe 10,000 volts. When we're driving down the highway, it can be 15, 20, 30,000 volts. This car is a horizontally opposed dual overhead cam, 2 cylinders that way, 2 this way. It's a Subaru. It has this coil pack that we call a coil pack ignition. We also call it waste spark. We also call it distributorless. But it sends 2 spark plug wires out to go to those 2 spark plugs over on those 2 cylinders, and then 2 spark plugs to these 2 cylinders. The whole ignition system is the 4 spark plugs, the coil itself, a crankshaft position sensor, which is down here, that gives distributor reference and RPM, and an ignition coil module, which on this distributor I think is in the bottom of this, to tell these step-up transformers, these ignition coils, there's 2, one here, when to turn on and when to turn off. So as we talk about ignition system, we'll explore how that works, and again, how this coil is making the spark to occur at the right time to ignite air and fuel on a gas engine, but not on a diesel, because diesel use the heat of compression to spontaneously ignite the diesel and air when we inject the diesel fuel. Okay, so that's it for now.